Welcome to Reach, reaching everyone and creating hope. We are skillful in the art of making excuses, aren't we? Like when our mom asks us to go to a shop and buy vegetables, we give different reasons on how to avoid it. Or when our teacher asks us to volunteer for a fest or maybe give a speech, we run away from it. Similarly, God can assign you a demanding task, but His call keeps us going when we don't want to go and when we are ready to quit. And I believe in this world we can find all sorts of excuses not to obey God. And it may be, and we may say it's a pastor's job, it is not my gift, I don't have the talent, I already served, and then maybe somebody else should pick it up, and I don't have the talent, and then some of say I'm too busy to support or too old, or some of the young men may say I'm too young. In the Bible we see a similar one where Jeremiah had every excuse when God called him to be a prophet, and God told him, saying that before I formed you, I knew you, and you were born, and I set you apart, and I appointed you as a prophet to the nation. So we see four things that has been told by God here, wherein I knew you, I set you apart, I appointed you as a prophet, and I formed you as well. In spite of knowing this, we see that Jeremiah has a different approach. He was supposed to be probably a priest, just like his fathers, but he felt the role of a prophet, which might be much more difficult, or it may need more competency, as such. So his response was, I don't know how am I going to speak. I am too young for this. And as a prophet, he was chosen and authorized as a spokesperson for God to declare God's work to the nations and to the king as well. And that is where he was called. And if we see Jeremiah 1 verse 5 saying that. But we often think as prophets, their role is to predict the future. But it was not like that. The role of a prophet was to speak to the people of the nation, to the kings, and they cannot understand what that outcome would have been, because based on the communication that they give to the nation, any action could be taken. And if you look at a priest's life, it was very planned, it was very methodical. They know exactly what they would need to do, and they also would probably can depend on their living as well for that. But when it comes to prophets, they really do not know in terms of how the world is. And similar to what we see around us today is where it would be a VUCA world, which is a volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity, and for a prophet it is very difficult one to be looking at in terms of what they have to accept, sacrifices in their life to be a prophet. If you see similarly, Jesus walks across the different cities of this world, communicating to people to change and to transform as well, and then spoke the language of love, but people did not accept it. And it is the same way that we also see that when God appoints us to bring changes and transformation in people's life and take that step, a lot of times we give similar excuses. So God may assign you certain tasks, He may assign you certain actions to be delivered, but we need to remember that there is always God's purpose that is there behind it, and He is the one who enables us to step forward. And when the promise is there, it allows us to go ahead and fulfill His plans in our life. So like Jeremiah and Jesus, I believe that if you are going to take that step of faith and we can accept our future is not our own. We can look at in terms of depending on the Lord at this time, and I believe that let there be no excuses for you to march forward. May God bless you through this word, and have a fantastic week ahead.